From 9 o'clock, the lines are open. Call me. 8 minutes to 9 o'clock, back to the Championship. There's a couple of crackers tonight, tomorrow night, and I would suggest the next 3 games for Leeds United are absolutely vital. They go to Hull tonight, Middlesbrough at the weekend, and then West Ham come to Ellen Road. 3 big games. Delighted to welcome Leeds United's Neil Warnock. Neil, morning.
Morning, Neil.
Yeah, morning, lads.
Neil, first of all, a little bit unlucky against Saints, weren't you? The goalkeeper was in great form. I think you hit both posts.
Yeah, I mean, one or two of the saves we should have put away, really. They were nice heights for him. They made it a little bit easier. But, I was really pleased how they played. They dominated it. And, I didn't think that, if I'm honest, that they were capable of doing such a thing. And they just proved me wrong. They kept it up all game. And it wasn't just a quality finish from Lambert that won the game.
He's in some form, isn't he?
Yeah.
People say he probably can't go any higher, but look at the goals he scored.
Well, they said that about Grant Holt. I mean, I questioned whether he could play higher, Grant Holt, but I think he's done a fantastic job for Norwich, And I see Ricky Lambert even better than Grant. I think he'd fit in the top flight without a problem, mate.
Interesting. Apart from the result, did you enjoy taking charge of your first game at Ellen Road?
Yeah, it was a special, thank you, I mean, if they give you a standing ovation when you lose 1-0, I dread to think what it'll like when we start winning.
I've just said 3 games, Neil. Look, I know it's a building period here, but the next 3 games, because Leeds are not far away from the playoffs, Neil. Hull City away, Middlesbrough, then West Ham come to Leeds. Big 3 matches.
From our point of view, we have to get points if we any hope. I think personally, the player, the top 6 and then 2 or 3 below that are probably a little bit better off squad-wise, but as we showed on Saturday, if we could perform at that level every game, then there's no reason why we don't have a go at every. The last 12 games, it's almost like a new season for us. But this will answer a few questions, Alan. Hull away, they've only conceded 1 goal since December. Middlesbrough away, who were flying, and then we were probably the best away team, and they'll bring a great following. But I do expect there'll be nearly 30,000 Ellen Road for that game. So games to look forward to, I think.
I've got to ask you about working under difficult owners. I heard you yesterday.
Who's that on it?
I heard you yesterday on Sky. I thought you gave a brilliant interview yesterday about AVB. Experience is vital when you're in a job like that. And no, I mean, it was true. AVB, I suppose, he struggled with that, didn't he?
I think he was thrown to the lions, if I'm honest. It's not his fault. I mean, you've got to accept a job like Chelsea anyway, haven't you? But people that are appointed have no idea whatsoever what a manager has to do. You can't just go in a dressing room full of international players with all individual egos, etc., and not upset them. So the ones you upset, they're going to cause. And they've dealt with people of far more experience than AVB and know how to, I'm sure how to get around. And not just Chelsea. That's every club in the country. If you're not in the team, you're going to cause problems. Yeah. And that's why I don't think he's ever had a chance from day one, really. So I do feel a bit sorry for him. But, hey, he'll get a wonderful payoff and he'll start enjoying himself now.
He's buying half of Portugal. Neil, what about, now, if it can't be this year, playoffs, then, I'd expect once you get stuck in and bring some of your guys in, end of the season, then, Leeds are going to be a force next year.
Well, I'd like to think so. I mean, I'm optimistic. I look at the situation similar to QP. Did you see the 4-year plan, Alan?
No, I didn't, but I heard it was brilliant, Neil. I heard it was great.
Well, I mean, if you think my owner's difficult, crack, you ought to see in that film. I think it just whets your appetite to change things around. It's great to come in at this time of year because you've got 6, 8, probably 2 months of intensive games to look at your players, to find out about your players, to find out if you want them in them trenches with you next year.
Yeah.
And then bring, look about who you'd like to bring in. So I think it's a good time. I went in the same time, really, at QPR, and that's what I'm looking for, to get some answers. And I think Hull away, Middlesbrough away, West Ham will give me some answers.
Big still. Neil, I've got to ask you, 1 or 2 people getting a little bit frustrated now and upset with England, not getting on with now the FA to bring in a manager. How do you feel about it? Should they make up their mind now and give the manager a chance of the Euros, or are they doing the right thing, waiting to the end of the season?
Well, I can only think they're waiting to the end of the season because they've either heard a whisper that Harry don't want to take it until the end of the season or something, because they've got to go for Harry. I'm surprised they've not already asked Daniel and Harry if he'll just take over the Euros after the end of the season and then discuss it at that particular time. But there's I don't want, no disrespect to Stuart. I don't want Stuart Pearce to take us to the Euros. I want a manager in place by then.
And for instance, Neil, for instance, the squad. Who's picking the squad?
Well, I would imagine it will be. At the moment, it would have been Stuart for the last one, but I think that they've got to get somebody in place now to pick the squad, really, or they've got to get an agreement with Daniel to let Harry take to the European, even if he didn't take the flaming job. We've still got to have a go. It's a great competition, and I think it would be good anyhow. Good for Harry to whet his appetite.
Neil, listen, good luck over the next few
Neil.
games tonight.
Thanks,
starting. Good luck at Leeds. Thank you. So Hull Leeds.